Muichiro's twin brother. The mist pillar, Muichiro Tokito, had an identical twin brother named Yuichiro. Unfortunately, Yuichiro died after a demon attacked him. Muichiro and his brother were asked to join the Demon Slayer Corps by Amane Ibuyashiki, but they refused. If they agreed to join, they probably would not have been attacked by a demon. So, in this video, we will think about what would have happened if Yuichiro accepted the invitation and became a soldier in the Demon Slayer Corps. We will think about what type of soldier Yuichiro would have become if he were to join the Demon Slayer Corps. We're going to see how strong Yuichiro would be because of his relationship with Muichiro and the Sugikuni brothers. We'll also see if he would have what it takes to become a pillar. So, please be sure to watch until the end of the video. The Tokito bloodline. There was a very specific reason that Amane invited the brothers to become members of the Demon Slayer Corps, which is the fact that the Tokito family is descended from the Sugikuni family. The Sugikuni family is extremely important to the story. Michikatsu and Yorichi were born into the Sugikuni family during the Warring States period. The eldest of the twin brothers, Michikatsu, joined the Demon Slayer Corps but decided to become a demon. He ended up taking on the name Kokoshibo as a demon. He rose to the position of upper rank number 1, holding the rank of the strongest demon under the progenitor of all demons, Muzan Kibutsuji, where he troubled the Demon Slayer Corps for hundreds of years. His little brother, Yorichi, was born with superhuman powers and is the strongest person in the story. Yorichi also joined the Demon Slayer Corps, where he showed the soldiers how to use breathing techniques to increase their physical power. The first breathing technique that Yorichi used was sun breathing. It's the foundation of all other breathing techniques and the one in which the others were derived. Also, when Muzan fought Yorichi, Muzan was almost completely cut into bits, which caused him emotional trauma. In this way, we can see that the Sugikuni family produced at least 2 strong fighters. The Tokito family are the descendants of the Sugikuni family. Of course, Michikatsu and Yorichi were born into the Warring States era, so for Yorichi and his brother, who were born in the Taisho era, they are extremely distant ancestors. However, Kokoshibo noticed that they were connected by blood during his battle with Muichiro, so Yorichi's blood should still be running through the brothers' veins. Since Yorichi never had any kids, the Tokito brothers are actually related to the Sugikuni family through Michikatsu's child. Of course, since that family produced 2 people as strong as Michikatsu and Yorichi, there could be some sort of gene for strength that is active in the bloodline. The master of the mansion must have really expected great things from the brothers, not only because they have the strong genes of the Sugikuni family, but they were twins as well. That is exactly the reason why Amane went on a trip to find the brothers and asked them to join, even though they were deep in the mountains working as woodcutters. Muichiro's talents. In that way, the brothers were born with the genes from the Sugikuni family, but unfortunately, we're not sure how Yuichiro was with a sword. That's because he was killed by a demon. In order to figure out how good Yuichiro may have been with the sword, we'll look at the talents and the abilities of his brother, Muichiro. Muichiro became a pillar faster than anyone else. It only took him 2 months. A pillar refers to the 9 strongest people in the Demon Slayer Corps who have all mastered their sword techniques. In order to become a pillar, at the fastest, it normally takes 2 years, with the average being 5 years. Gyomei Himejima, who Kokoshibo praised as being the strongest person he has seen in 300 years, even took a year to become a pillar. With all that in mind, we can see that Muichiro must have been masterful with his sword if he could have become a pillar in just 2 months. The reason why Muichiro was able to become a pillar so quickly was the result of the special training he went through because of the anger that he felt from the loss of his brother to a demon. The fact that he became a pillar so quickly isn't the only amazing thing about Muichiro. He can also get the Demon Slayer mark, see into the transparent world, and turn his Nichirin sword into a bright red blade. Other than Muichiro, the only other people that can do all that are Yorichi Sugikuni, Tanjiro Kamado, Obanai Igoro, and Gyomei Himejima. Surprisingly, Sanemi Shinazugawa and Giyu Tomioka cannot perform all of those feats, even though they're supposed to be among the strongest of the pillars. In addition, Muichiro defeated upper rank number 5, Gyoko, who had lived for hundreds of years by himself. Despite being wounded, Muichiro is the only one that was able to defeat an upper rank demon by himself before the new group of demons moved up in rank. Zenitsu was able to defeat the new upper rank number 6, Kaigaku, but maybe that was only because Kaigaku had just become a demon. The other members of the Demon Slayer Corps took on the upper rank demons in groups. In the long history of the Demon Slayer Corps, it's said that the most powerful members all came together at the time of the story in the manga, but even then, there was a difference in power between the pillars and the upper rank demons. More than likely, the upper rank demons that the Demon Slayer Corps took out more than 100 years ago also needed more than one soldier to complete the job, not including the progenitor of breathing techniques, Yorichi. In the long history of the Demon Slayer Corps, Muichiro might be the only person to have taken out an upper rank demon by himself. Muichiro has all of that power and he's only 14 years old. If he were to be in the same age as the other pillars, there is the possibility that he would be stronger than the man who is called the strongest soldier, Gyomei Himejima. We're not sure if it's because he's in the Sugikuni bloodline, but Muichiro is extremely powerful nevertheless. With that being the case, there's a possibility that Yuichiro has the same abilities. Yuichiro's strengths. Let's see if we can figure out how strong Yuichiro would have been using the information we have on Muichiro. To be honest, there's no proof that Yuichiro has the same abilities as Muichiro. Much like in the Sugikuni family, the Shinazugawa family, and the Rengoku family, it could be that the brothers do not have the same power. It could also be that Yuichiro was actually more powerful than Muichiro. But when a demon attacked the brothers, it was Muichiro that stood up in the end. When a demon broke into their house, Yuichiro got his left arm ripped off and could not move because of shock. In the second fan book, it says that Yuichiro spoke harshly, but he was surprisingly sensitive, and Muichiro could be absent-minded but had thick skin. With that being the case, the thick-skinned Muichiro is probably more suited for demon slaying, and he probably has better sword skills as well. But even if Muichiro did have natural abilities, he was also a bit of a genius. From the perspective of a normal person, Yuichiro would also have a lot of talent. Also, even if we don't think about natural abilities, we cannot forget that the person that has someone to protect tends to become strong. In the story, there were two brothers who were able to become more powerful because they wanted to protect their family. Tanjiro to protect Nezuko, and Sanemi Shinazugawa to protect his brother, Genya. Of course, people can become more powerful even if the person they want to protect is not related to them. But it seems the effect is more powerful when it comes to brothers and sisters. Though they were twins, Yuichiro was the older brother, so he would really want to protect Muichiro. In order to do so, he would have trained like there was no tomorrow. Even if Yuichiro did not have the same ability to kill demons as Muichiro, he would have worked hard to become stronger and protect his little brother. So, we can see that even if Yuichiro did not have the natural abilities of Muichiro, he would have probably become strong with a sword. Twins as soldiers. The first thing that comes to mind when I think of twin soldiers is the Sugikuni brothers. Michikatsu grew jealous of the superhuman abilities of his brother, Yorichi, and soon began to hate him. With that in mind, what if both Yuichiro and Muichiro were to become members of the Demon Slayer Corps? What would happen to their relationship? They're both the same age and look the same, so even if they didn't notice, deep down, they would end up comparing themselves to each other. Much like the Sugikuni brothers, it could be that the younger brother would be more powerful, but even if that were the case, I don't think that Yuichiro would feel the same jealousy that Michikatsu felt. There were cases where Yuichiro yelled at Muichiro, but that was because Yuichiro was thinking of Muichiro's happiness. On the other hand, Michikatsu only thought of his own happiness, especially about how to master his own sword skills. That's a big difference between the two sets of twins. For example, even if Muichiro were much more powerful and Yuichiro was the inferior swordsman, Yuichiro would probably cheer on his brother, even if it were in a grumpy way. On the other hand, it seems that Yuichiro would always be worried about Muichiro and would end up being overprotective. Also, even though Muichiro does have a lot of talent, he does not have anything close to the talent that Yorichi was born with. As swordsmen, there would be some difference in power between the brothers, but not a lot. When they fight demons, I think that Yuichiro would be the main fighter, with Muichiro fighting as support. There's a possibility that if Yuichiro were to be damaged by a demon, Muichiro would awaken his true powers and fight harder than usual. Unlike the Sugikuni brothers, I believe that Yuichiro and Muichiro would be twins that would be able to walk together through life. If Yuichiro were in the Demon Slayer Corps, so what would happen if Yuichiro were to become a soldier in the Demon Slayer Corps together with his brother? What breathing technique do you think he would use? It can be seen that people in the same bloodline tend to take the same or close breathing styles. For example, the Rengoku family has been flame breathers for generations, and the Kocho sisters are users of flower breathing and its derivative style, insect breathing. With that in mind, more than likely Yuichiro would use the mist breathing or wind breathing, from which mist breathing was derived. Surprisingly, he would probably use wind breathing rather than mist breathing. The reason for that is because there are connections between Yuichiro and the Wind Pillar, Sanemi Shinazugawa. Sanemi does not want his brother, Genya, to be connected with demon slaying, so he often lashes out at him. Yuichiro feels the same about Muichiro and acts in the same way. We don't know if there's a connection between personality and competency at the breathing technique, but since Yuichiro acts like Sanemi and mist breathing is derived from wind breathing would probably work best for Yuichiro. Also, it might be interesting if he derived another breathing technique from wind breathing. For example, fog breathing. Both mist and fog are types of weather that obscure vision, but mist tends to be during the daytime and fog tends to be at night. That type of word pairing is perfect to represent twins. Also, in Muichiro's mist breathing, the seventh form is called obscuring clouds. It would be great if mist breathing and fog breathing could be used together. And there was a technique that only the brothers could pull off as a pair. If Yuichiro did become a fog breather or use some other derived breathing technique, there's a possibility that he would become a pillar. On the other hand, if he were a wind breather, he would not be able to become a pillar because Sanemi is already the wind pillar. If he were a mist breather, he would have to outdo Muichiro in order to gain the position. If that were the case, one would be a pillar and one would have to rank directly under pillar, Kinoe. If they had the exact same abilities and powers, Yuichiro probably would have become the pillar because he was the older brother, and that was the way of thinking at that time. I'd feel sorry for one missing out, so it would be nice if they would make a special exception and let both brothers be a pillar. Even if they were not able to become pillars, they should at least be able to work perfectly together, so over the years, they probably should be able to defeat many upper-ranked demons. The Demon Slayer Corps would become much more powerful with just the addition of Yuichiro. Helping the Demon Slayer Corps. If Yuichiro had lived and joined the Demon Slayer Corps with his brother, Muichiro, he would have been a big help to everyone. If he were at the battle at the Dimensional Infinity Fortress or the final battle, his help would have eased the burden on the other soldiers and saved many lives. I would really have liked to see the two brothers fight together for the Demon Slayer Corps. Since they are of the Sugikuni bloodline, they must have some hidden power that sets them apart from the rest. It's really too bad that Yuichiro was taken from us by a demon before he was able to become a powerful swordsman. However, it seems that it would be quite difficult for Yuichiro to join the Demon Slayer Corps. Amane came many times to invite the brothers, so even if Muichiro asked Yuichiro to join, he probably would not. The brothers actually had an argument about joining up. Even if a demon did not attack them, they probably would never really change the way they thought about the Demon Slayer Corps. So that means even if Muichiro decided to join the Demon Slayer Corps, Yuichiro would probably stay in the mountain and continue being a woodcutter alone. I can understand that Yuichiro would not want to battle demons because he would like to avoid death. But I wish that Yuichiro would have used his powers for both the humans of the world and to destroy all demons. That's all we have for this video about what would happen if Muichiro's brother, Yuichiro, would have become a member of the Demon Slayer Corps. If Yuichiro had become a member of the Demon Slayer Corps, it might have been easier to fight with the demons, considering that he was also a descendant of the Sugikuni family. It's too bad he never got the chance. What do you think would happen if Yuichiro became a soldier and fought demons, especially at the Battle of the Dimensional Infinity Fortress? Please let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. We'll be uploading more surprising videos on Kimetsu no Yaiba soon, so please be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss a thing. See you next time!